Afternoon traders. Hopefully everyone is having a great weekend so far. I did take Thursday and Friday off, so I wanted to get a jump on Monday and give us a couple of nice setups I see going into next week so we can make a little bit of money. We're going to do one high flyer, and then we're going to do about four nice setups, and then we're going to do a recap of the couple of stocks that I do own. All right, so with no further ado, let's get right into it. And the first stock, as you probably know, is SRNE. SRNE. All right, let's check out SNRE. All right, so Sorrento Pharmaceuticals, we've been playing this for a while, or we've been watching it for a while. Absolutely, we've been watching it since that $10 breakout. From there, it broke up above $21, and since then, it's retraced all the way down to this $12.44, $12.50 range. So where to now, right? So it looks like Sorrento did try to make a couple of bounces back above the point of control and the value area high, and just didn't have that volume that's needed in order to break through there. I mean, it looks like all these traders and shorts are just trying to push this down. So to me, it looks like for the short term anyway, that it is probably going to retest that low of last week of 1060 and possibly a little lower in that 1030, 1025 range before, if we do make a move higher. So watch Sorrento closely. If you didn't get into Sorrento initially in this first break, this might be a second chance for us to get in and make some money on the long side. And we'll know right away if this stock is done and going lower below this value area low of 8, or it has more legs to run. All right, so watch Sorrento closely, and we will give you updates on our entry points. Right now, to me, this is a no play. It is. I mean, it's in nowhere's land at 1230. You know, I want to see this lower before I go in, or higher on a breakout. All right, that's Sorrento Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so that is our one high flyer. Now we're going to go into the stocks that look really interesting going into Monday for setups. And the first one is VXRT. VXRT. So VXRT had that monster volume about 3 or 4 trading days ago of about 77 million shares. And usually volume precedes price action. So to me, this looked more like a institution buying in here. And I mean, it never really sold off. It's held this value area low really nicely, and now it's setting up right above this point of control going into Monday. So I'm probably going to play this knowing that my stop is just below this value area low right here. Because if all the traders, 70% of the trades that happen between this 1180 and 890 right here, if they're wrong, this stock is going a lot lower, right? So either you get short if it breaks below this value area low, or you wait for that 30-minute candle and hope this was the low, and the short-term low, and we can go higher from here. So the risk reward is incredible on a stock like this, and we're going to give you another one that looks very similar to that setup, which I will show right now actually, and that's KNDI. So KNDI, if you take a look at this on that 20-day chart, is also looking extremely similar because of this, right? You're above this value area high. I'm sorry, this point of control right here, and so it has some other nice qualities to it. Remember, we're trying to use more than one data point in order to make a decision. So that was one above the point of control. Then we have the 513, which is the 5 EMAs above the 13, which is also very positive. And then lastly, the 9 SMA on the weekly is also above that, right? Way above that. So that's setting up nicely going into next week. And so, I could see this being a nice big winner for us later in the week. All right, so that's KNDI, and we did VXRT. The next one is going to be STNG. STNG. I've played STNG in the past. Now it did STNG last week. Did the 52-week low right here. It did close above the 9 SMA on the weekly, which is really positive, right? Because that means it's been basing for a while for that 9 SMA to come down this low, and now it breached that, closed above that. So that's one data point that's positive. Let's take a look at a few more. This is the value area high, value area low. It's above the point of control, positive. We got to get above this value area high, and we're like 20 cents away from that. So if we could see a move above this coming early on Monday, maybe not right at the open, but within the first 1 or 2 trading hours, then we know that we're right on the trade. and this will go higher. And then lastly, the last data point that I like to use is this 513. Now the 5 is below the 13, but the way it's setting up, the 5 looks like on Monday will cross the 13 EMA. So then all of a sudden that 5 is above that 13, which will make it into a positive or bullish chart. Okay, so that's STNG. All right, so the next stock that I actually played over the weekend on vacation because it was setting up nicely was OVID, OVID Pharmaceuticals. Let's take a look at OVID. We're going to bring that up on the chart on the 20-day 30-minute chart. Here we go. So I got long a little high right here on Friday. You know, at 765. I got long at 766, and then it kind of sold off the rest of the day. But it's okay, right? Because we're still above this value area high of 741. We moved above that, so we just need a nice little strong 30-minute candle starting Monday, and I think we're going to go a lot higher because if we look at the other charts, here's that 9 SMA that I like. It's above that 9 SMA. And then look, if it could break above here, we have that little bit of resistance. Well, it's a lot of resistance, right? Because it tried 1, 2, 3 times in 3 different weeks to break above that 825 area, and it failed 3 times. And hopefully this 4th time will be a charm. I know there's some catalysts from the FDA, some news coming out on the stock in the next 3 or 4 weeks, so I could see some shorts really pushing this higher. All right. So, and then lastly, the 5/13 looks good here. The 5 EMA is above the 13, so that is a positive sign as well. So that's OVID, OVID. All right, so the last stock I want to show you, it's a little bit of a cheapie, and it's kind of, you know, it's setting up a lot like that VXRT is. Here, let's do it. Let's bring it up. It's CAPR. So CAPR had a nice spike about 10 trading days ago up into that $12 range, and since then it's come down. It's based nicely. It's above this point of control. It's right near this value area low. So again, your risk reward here is really setting up nicely, right? Because if you're wrong here, your loss is really minimal. It's 574. It gets below 574. If it goes down here, we are going lower, right? Enough said. That's because every trader that got long in this value area, right, and this is where 70% of the trades occurred, is wrong, and that means they're going to probably most likely bail and send this stock lower. Okay, so watch for this. If you want to play this, watch that 30-minute candle. If it could get some legs, I know there's high short interest, so there's going to be a lot of fodder for this to go higher if we can get a nice move above this point of control on Monday. All right, so we're going to go over a couple of the stocks that we do own. AQST is looking really nice. You know, I did say AQST, that's the weekly. Let's bring this up on the daily. That, you know, it tried that 1, 2, 3 times, going over that $7. So there was a lot of resistance at that $7 mark. Finally, on Friday, we did get and close above that $7 mark. So I think AQST has still a lot more room to grow. To grow and go. So, you know, watch AQST. I think if you could get this on a pullback on Monday, a quick pullback at $7, I think you're in good shape. If you haven't got in, I've got in at 645, so I really like my trade. And then finally, ADS is still working for us really nicely. You know, it's way above this value area high right here. I think this 585 from last week is going to be in jeopardy. This is when Oppenheimer set that nice price target, give it that upgrade, and we're still above this value area high. So watch ADS to be bought up in pullbacks and a move higher. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. I want to thank you guys, especially all my subscribers who listen to the show and watch the show. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. You know, it's very informative. At the very least, I try to keep it under 10 minutes. Sometimes I go a little longer, but it's a 10, 12-minute show, and it's well worth your time. And if you have any questions on technical analysis, you can always reach me at eric@valueareatrader.com. That's eric@valuetrader.com. And always remember, I'll see you Monday after the close, and please trade smart and be safe.